Hiya friends, it's Comic-Cade, the biggest kid in comics, and in today's episode of Forgotten Comics with the Comic Collectors Guild, I cover Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot, one of my favorite comic books of all time, and here is why. Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot were written by Frank Miller and illustrated by Geoff Darrow, published by Dark Horse Comics in July of 1995, in a large 2-issue format, eventually republished in a collected edition on hardcover and also paperback, which I have. It's a trade collection, I guess. These 2 issues follow a kaiju monster level event in Tokyo, Japan, where all kaiju monster level events tend to happen. A company by the name of Itsubishi is trying to create new life through an ooze that they believe was the key to life originally. The scientists involved are aware that there is a major risk tampering with things they don't completely understand. And as they tap into the substance, they unknowingly release a powerful evil entity which forms itself into a Godzilla-like reptilian massive monster, going out into the city, destroying structures, and consuming civilians, taking people into a hive mind state to bring the world back to the Jurassic Age, if you will. It's a paraphrase, but basically, he wants to destroy and conquer and control. To combat such a force, the Japanese military send out the prototype Rusty the Boy Robot. He's very much built to resemble Astro Boy, but he is filled with what he calls nucleoprotonic power, which he hopes and believes will be a match for this creature, yet he's sorely mistaken. Not destroyed, but definitely defeated quickly, the Japanese political leaders realize that they cannot rely on Rusty in their dilemma, and the Prime Minister decides that they need to make the call for aid to America, which he claims are good and mighty friends. Through a summoning remote device, much like a beacon, this was gifted to him from the President of America himself. He manages to activate it just before this creature destroys everyone in the meeting of political leaders. The American military responds to the plea for help by sending them their heroic robotic champion, the Big Guy, in his blimp-style ship. Basically an airship, but much faster than a blimp. Imagine a football being sent off like a rocket. It shoots off and soars down smoothly for Big Guy to make an end of this foe. For 24 more pages, we witness the Big Guy in an intense battle with this reptilian beast and his hive mind-altered human allies, managing only to defeat the beast by dropping a nuke down its throat and throwing it out into the ocean. The series concludes with the unlikely partnership of Rusty and the Big Guy, in a very comical, I work alone fashion. These books have it all. A monster with major devastation, a small robot with no experience, and major comic relief. The sad story of humanity trying to play God, and the rise of a true American hero. No, not G.I. Joe. Wait, what? A comic book series that only had 2 issues featuring dark thematic elements and mature storytelling got turned into an animated series for kids? Yes, that is correct. One that lasted for 2 seasons. 26 episodes were produced by Dark Horse Entertainment for Fox Kids in September of 1999. Alright. The series was canceled after only 6 episodes. I actually remember watching this when I was a kid, but probably on ABC in 2002 when they broadcast the entire series. And that was obviously much later. I now have the series on disc, released on DVD as of July 2016, so if you want to go and pick it up, check it out for yourself. It is available on Amazon at the price of $34. I think I originally paid like $20. You know, that's not an unfair price because most people don't even know this series exists, and it's totally worth buying because the full TV experience is so good. So what could be done in the realm of Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot that hasn't already been done in the world of comic books? This comic book set was truly great on its own, and I think that the worst thing that could be done bringing it back is to disregard all of the previous material given and reboot the heck out of it. No, I think the best thing for a comic book continuation of Big Guy and Rusty would be to share glimpses of their first encounter, flashbacks to the previous event, even reprint the original 2 books just before moving on to fresh adventures. In the animated series, they explored the fact that Big Guy isn't a robot, but is instead a man inside of a mech robot suit, masquerading as a robot because the USA was promised a robot for defense. And this is both an interesting cover-up as well as a fantastic American hero story. This was never explored in the comics. Also, Rusty was shown learning, adapting, and becoming more capable. This wasn't done in the comics. Their story was told, and yet never really concluded. Perhaps this is a great thing as is, but perhaps it needs more and still hasn't been finished. All I know is that this series stands out among the world of comics, and most people I know have never even heard of it, read it, or seen the animated classic that I enjoyed in my younger days. Because of comic books like this, I will never cease to be the biggest kid in comics. Thank you, friends, for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next one, keep it unreal.